Do this with me. Calm your head, calm your heart, calm your hands. As you slowly breathe in and out. Breathe in and out.
Let's enter God's story together. Here's the story symbol for the part of God's story that we'll be spending time in today. I wonder what clues it gives us about the story we're about to hear. Listen closely as we read the story together to see which story our symbol represents. It was the same day that Mary and Mary Magdalene saw Jesus near the empty tomb. Cleopas and another follower of Jesus were leaving Jerusalem. They were walking slowly along the dusty road on the way to the town of Emmaus. They were trying to understand why Jesus had to die. As they walked, they talked about the things that had just happened. Cleopas said, "The women are saying that Jesus is alive. If it's true, it's amazing. But how can that be? There are so many things I don't understand. If only Jesus were alive, he could have explained this all to me." It's time to stretch your thinking. What things do you think Cleopas might have wanted to ask Jesus? As they walked and talked, a stranger joined them. He asked the two, "What are you talking about? You both look so sad." Cleopas answered, "You must be a visitor in town. Haven't you heard about all the things that have been happening in Jerusalem the past few days? Everyone in this whole town is talking about it." "What things?" the stranger asked. I wonder who this stranger might be. What do you think? Cleopas's friend continued the story. "Everyone is talking about Jesus. He was a great teacher, and he did so many miracles. 3 days ago, Pilate told the soldiers to nail Jesus to a cross. Jesus died on that cross. We had so hoped that Jesus would be our king and save us." Cleopas just had to jump into the conversation. He said, "Jesus has been dead 3 days already. This morning, some of the women went to the tomb, but Jesus' body was gone. The tomb was empty. It's an amazing story. The women said that there were angels at the tomb who told them Jesus was alive." The friend couldn't hold back any longer. "And it's not just the women who saw the empty tomb. Peter saw it too, but he didn't see Jesus." Then the stranger spoke. "But isn't it true that these things had to happen? So why aren't you happy? The prophets said long ago that Jesus would have to suffer for his people." Cleopas's ears perked up, and so did his friends. They became more and more interested in this stranger, who seemed to know so much. He answered many of the questions that had been bothering them. He was very wise. I wonder, Do you have an idea now who this stranger might be? Here's something to think about. Why do you think the two friends still didn't recognize it was Jesus? Before they knew it, they had arrived at Emmaus. Cleopas invited the stranger to stay with them for the night, or at least have supper with them. The stranger agreed to do that. When they sat down to eat, the stranger took the bread and thanked God for it. Then he broke the bread and gave some to each of the two friends. When the stranger did that, Cleopas and his friends knew immediately who the stranger was. It was Jesus. Their mouths dropped wide open in surprise, but before they could say a word, Jesus was gone. He disappeared. Let's make a face. What do you think their faces looked like when they realized it was Jesus? And when he disappeared? They jumped up from the supper table, agreed that they just had to go back to Jerusalem and tell the others that they had seen Jesus. They had walked with Jesus, talked with Jesus, sat down to supper with him. They ran as fast as they could back to Jerusalem. Out of breath, they burst into the room at the place the disciples were gathered. "Jesus is alive!" shouted the disciples. "Peter has seen him." "We know!" they shouted back. "We saw him too. We talked with him and walked with him." Everyone was talking at once when suddenly another person appeared in the room. It was Jesus. "Peace," Jesus said. "Peace be with you." Here's a faith builder question. Describe how you think everyone felt, what they said, and the looks on their faces. At first, everyone was afraid. They thought they were seeing a ghost. They had been talking about Jesus being alive. Some of them had seen him and talked to him. But when he was suddenly standing among them, they were scared, thinking that he must be a ghost. Jesus said, "Why are you afraid? Why do you doubt? Come here. Look at my hands. Look at my feet. It is truly me. Touch me and see for yourselves. A ghost doesn't have skin and bones like I do." It was still hard to believe. The disciples were pretty much speechless. Jesus asked, "Do you have anything here to eat?" Someone gave him a piece of fish, and he ate it. Yes, indeed, Jesus was very much alive. Jesus talked with the disciples for a long time that evening. He explained to them that everything had to happen exactly the way God said it would. Then, just as suddenly as he appeared, Jesus left them again. Again they looked at each other in amazement. But now, they knew for sure. It was true. Jesus was alive. They were filled with joy. Now it's your turn to respond to the story. Select or do one or more of the response activities from God's Big Story card number 135. Or check out 5 ways to retell a Bible story with kids for some fun ways to retell this story. For an easy extra this week, make a story puzzle. Give each person a piece of cardboard. Have them draw a picture of one of the scenes in the story. The picture should completely fill the page. Or, if you prefer, have them write a message in large letters that fill the page. For example, Jesus is alive. When finished, have them cut the page into about 10 to 12 pieces, cutting in a combination of straight and curved lines. Put the completed puzzle in the plastic bag to store. Let's pray. Please repeat after me. Dear Jesus,
Dear Jesus,
we believe you left the tomb alive.
we believe we left the tomb alive.
We believe that you are alive today.
We believe you are alive today.
Thank you for dying for us.
Thank you for dying for us.
We love you.
We love you.
We praise you.
We praise you.
Amen.
Amen.
That's it for this week. Have fun shining at home. We'll see you later.